Hey everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster vlog. Sorry it's kind of windy, but we are still getting set up, so just a moment. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I hope you're doing well. I do love to hear from you guys, so be sure to let me know how you're doing down in the comments. And today we are recording day 129 of a year of yoga. That's a pretty big deal for me, at least. Like, I'm excited. We are going to start with, well, it is windy, but let's try anyways, some veil poi, and I'm losing my end. Where'd my end go? Where you at? Well, I'll find it, hopefully. So we have our poi here, like how we've been playing with in some previous videos. And we're going to start by just spinning forward. You don't have to use poi with veils on them. You could, well, hey, Cali Cat. You could use poi that are just socks with like a tennis ball in the toe, or a rolled up sock full of beans in the toe. So let's go from swinging around to the front. So from behind to in front. Okay. It's okay if you get tangled. Just untangle, laugh it off. We're not shooting for perfection. We're playing. And now let's alternate. Just breathing, connecting with our breath. And now we can shift this alternation to where it's in front of us. Whenever it's breezy, I try to use the strategy of having my back to the wind. That way it blows my veil to the front of me, and I have less trouble with getting tangled. And we can do this now with our arms out and bending bigger at the elbows. Let's change direction. And now we can do it over our head, alternating. And we can make it very big, if we're outside, very big movements. And this is wonderful for stretching and strengthening our upper body. And we can add a little bit of a spin down at the bottom. If this is kind of beyond where you're at right now, that's okay. Just do what feels good and what makes you happy. You could still be right here, and that is perfectly okay, because we can take this and practice alternating and then bouncing and then alternating and then bouncing. And the more you practice and the more you play, the more fun you're going to have with it. So we can do a little bit of let's go from a helicopter. Let's practice that for a moment, where we just have the veil over our head. Woo! Change direction. And sometimes too, when we're wrestling with the wind, it can be tricky, but put a little bit more speed behind it, and it makes it hit you harder when you tangle and hit yourself in the face. But it also helps the poi to the veil to resist the wind, because the force behind you spinning it trumps it, unless the wind blows harder. So really just like you're about to throw a lasso. Let's go in the other direction. There we go. And now we can practice doing that same motion of a helicopter or a propeller, but angle it to where it's like you're stirring a really big pot and you're trying to stir in the middle of it, but you can't quite reach. And so I'm stirring with my thumb down, so the poi's exiting by my thumb, but towards the ground. And then as it swings the farthest away from me, so right here, we go up into a helicopter. And we can just practice alternating until we can do a corkscrew, I think is what they're called, at least. And I highly recommend practicing this on one side and then practicing it on the other as well. So start with that stirring of the pot, And then come into just a single, and we can do a couple beats up at the top and a couple at the bottom until you build up your confidence from transitioning from one plane to another, and then we can do corkscrew. And whenever you're feeling kind of confident in that, we can do both arms. It really does get the blood flowing, you guys. And so there's one arm. There's the other arm. So now let us practice. We're going to swing with one and then follow with the other into a corkscrew. And you could have them follow very close behind each other, or you could have them be very alternate. And then we can change direction. Let's go very alternate. So I'm trying to have them as opposite ends of the path that they go on as possible. And now let's have them follow each other real tight. Whew. There we go. I think we're warmed up. I'm kind of warm, at least. So let's get on to the yoga part. But you feel what I mean? Like in your shoulders and stuff, like it really, we're not dealing with a whole lot of weight, but that little bit of resistance that's there from the poi, and especially the wind resistance on the veils. Oh my gosh, it does so much for like just strengthening and stretching your neck and shoulders. And it's way more fun than sitting there just going like this the whole time. You know, so different strokes for different folks, though. I like it, and I thought I'd share it with y'all. Okie dokie. Let's get our shoes off. Trying to keep my mat clean, but here we are. Okie dokie. Man, that does a whole lot for getting the blood flowing. Alrighty, y'all. So we are on our mat. I do have 2 blocks out here with me today. Felt like I was going on a road trip. I was bringing so much stuff down from a temple room, but that's all right. We're building, gosh, it's such a beautiful day. We're building on the same sequence that we've been working on for the past, like, almost solid week. So let's start in mountain pose, grounding through our feet into the ground. Oh my God, seriously. Okay, I thought somebody's car alarm was about to go off. It was just a single honk, but we're going to inhale and exhale overhead, tickle the tree. Inhale, exhale, swan dive forward into our forward fold. I'm going to do 2 or 3 breath cycles here, just because it feels so darn good. Inhale, exhale up to flat back. Really just growing out of the top of our head. Inhale and exhale, coming back down, walking our hands out to plank. Three breaths here. On the next one, Chandravranga down to up dog. Oof. There we go. Inhale and exhale, transition on through to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here as well. Relaxing into it. On our exhale, let's walk our feet up to the middle of our mat. Bring our hands to our ankles or to a block or to wherever we are. Inhale up to a flat back. Yeah, baby. Exhale down into an even deeper forward fold. And inhale, let's bend our knees and exhale, rolling back up. Arms overhead. And exhale, hands to in front of our heart. Let's take a moment here and just check in with our body, how we're feeling. Are we feeling strong? Are we feeling wobbly? Are we feeling tickled by the cat? So now, yeah, baby, let's come into tree pose. And I'm just going to put my weight down through my right foot and bring my left knee up and over. Let's hold for 3 breaths here if we can. Ooh, it's okay if you fall out of it, just come right back in. On our next exhale, let's transition over to our left foot, lifting up and open our right knee, bringing the right foot to our shin or calf. There's 1 breath, 2 breaths. We don't have roosters, but the whole neighborhood does apparently, and they're all hollering at each other. Whoop, wobbling out of it. 1 more breath here. Whoop. All right, that's good enough. So from here, I'm going to step my left foot pointing towards the left side of my mat, and I'm going to step my right foot back parallel to the right end of my mat. Inhaling up and exhaling, putting that left knee down the center line of our left foot, growing out of the top of our heads, out of our fingertips. Three breaths. Nice and deep. And letting it all out. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, coming back to reclined or reverse warrior. Inhale, come up as we straighten our front leg. Extend forward and exhale, coming down. I'm going to bring my hand to my block and twist, looking up. Coming back down, I'm going to kind of just face over my left foot currently. 4 minutes. Come back up. Point both of my toes towards the edge of my mat. Open my right knee, right foot to the right edge. Left foot parallel to the left edge. Inhale up. Exhale. Coming down into warrior 2. Really growing out of our fingertips, keeping that tailbone tucked under, protecting our lower back, keeping our knee centered over our foot. On our next inhale, let's extend forward. Exhale up and back. Reverse warrior. Inhale, coming up, straightening our front leg and reaching forward. That's a big inhale. Exhale, coming down into triangle pose. Feel free to use a block or however many you need. there's a cardinal sitting right where if I had a camera person like filming for me, the cardinal's doing it. And I'm like, yeah, man. Just looking up towards the sky. Grounding through both of my feet equally, pushing into the ground as much as I'm reaching up into the sky with my hands. And exhale, come down, looking over like your spine's in line with your right leg. Triangle pose. I'm going to bend that front knee, come back to center. Wide-legged forward bend. Heel toe in, just a few little wiggles before a really generous bend in my spine. It's inhale and exhale up, one vertebrae at a time, rolling those shoulders up and back, and then the other way. That was awesome, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I'm going to try to hold on to this tree. No, I'm not. This is actually a great thing to practice. It seems ridiculous, but I've been practicing it, and it's been helping with my balance. So hold on to something if you feel like you need to, but we're working on those contraction, like the hip flexor, the abs, on pulling your knee towards your chest. So I'm going to stick my foot into my off-brand Ugg boot, okay? They're comfy. I don't care if they're ugly. Inhale and exhale, grabbing on and pushing in. Just keeping your foot up there for like a moment does so much. So we're going to do that on the other side. Bring the foot up, grab the, and just put it on like that. So, I mean, it's little things that we can incorporate into our daily life that help us to regain or retain or improve our mobility. So, and if you're a potato like me, you need to practice all that crap like daily. So I will see y'all next time, you guys. Until then, keep on keeping on. Bye.